This is John Paul Rice, some people call me. Coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. The red carpet premiere at The Rise of Skywalker and what the cast said coming out of it. J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and a little bit of Anthony Daniels too. Why not? So, I want to do this mainly because no one's really covering it at all, and I think it's kind of interesting to see. So, possibly, this will give us just a little more of a hint of what's up with this movie, and more importantly for me, how the actors and Kathleen Kennedy and JJ feel about it, and how they promote it, stuff like that. Here we go.
What is going to happen to Rey? Lots of things. She goes on a big adventure with her friends, and there's also a big emotional story. So I got to do a lot of stuff in this film.
Do you say may the force be with you?
Force to tomoni aran koto o.
So she says, may the force be with you in Japanese. Force totomoni aron koto wo. She doesn't say this middle part so well. Alright, no one cares. Here we go.
In Japanese!
For us actors, it's a different experience watching it because we're watching it as actors, judging our performance, but it's great to watch it a second time and then to get more grips with the story.
Well, you can never bet on that, but you can make something that you believe in, and I'm really thrilled with what everyone did.
Yes, I think a bit more than maybe you've seen in the last films, and you really get to see the trio, Rey, Finn, and Poe, come together to take down this big challenge that they have ahead of them.
I'm very happy, look. It's a very, very good film, and it's right that the saga ends. So I feel good to be part of a very satisfying story.
Well, that's what's exciting. I mean, already we're doing live-action television with Mandalorian, and that began to tell us that audiences are very excited for that. And so I think we have many, many stories we can tell in the future.
Alright, so let me get into a little breakdown of what each of them said. Well, you guys know what they said, but my opinion. So, John Boyega, I think he's got the best attitude of all of them. He smiles, he's enthusiastic, he's kind of happy to be there, and you know, in this particular interview, they all were. But a lot of times, you see Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson and Chris Terrio just kind of like answering questions, very stiff and robotic and really not like excited. So, you know, I don't know if it's with Daisy Ridley, if she's like excited about being in Star Wars, or she's just happy to be in a big movie. You know, come on, it's this like worldwide event and everything, so I'm sure she's happy to be there, but is she happy because it's Star Wars? That I can't quite figure out, and I haven't heard her say in all this time anything very specific about why she likes Star Wars, what it means to her, things like that. So as far as her and Kelly Marie Tran, I just have such like neutral feelings, you know? Kelly Marie Tran is just the girl who played Rose. I don't like her, I don't hate her, I'm not going to bash on her for the most part. She's just a normal girl, basically. Same thing with Daisy Ridley. They're just like normal people to me. So that's kind of how I feel. JJ says he made something that you can believe in, he could believe in. We'll see about that. Because if the leaks are true, it's going to be something that's really going to destroy a lot of people's last hopes for this franchise moving forward owned by Disney. You know, obviously franchise as a whole, meaning the Star Wars franchise will always love in a way, but it's going to be really, really split down the middle, I think like not even ever before. Oscar Isaac says we're going to get the trio. Got that. Okay, move on. Now, Anthony Daniels says something interesting. He says it's a fitting ending for the saga. Now, spoilers ahead, but you guys all know that according to the leaks, it pretty much ruins Luke and Anakin / Vader's trials, what they went through, their struggles to defeat the Emperor, in the same way Dark Fate just kind of like eliminates John Connor, and then T1 and T2 kind of slightly pointless. So that's the worst possible ending for the saga you can get. So assuming Anthony Daniels isn't a complete idiot, then maybe this gives us a hint that the leaks aren't true, alright? Because if he has any brains in his body, he knows that's a terrible, terrible ending, and he should say something else. Then we have, of course, the infamous, we all, I was going to say sarcastically love to hate her or something, but I can't even joke about it. We hate her. Kathleen Kennedy, and she mentions The Mandalorian. Yeah, she mentioned The Mandalorian, and I'm not sure why, but I guess thanks. Maybe she's trying to mention something in Star Wars that actually is good right now that most of the fans are behind, and no one's like hating on it hardcore. Like, even if you don't like it, then you gotta admit it's still a pretty good show. You know, don't forget it's a show, it's a TV show, so for a TV show, I think it's pretty damn good. So, thank you, Kathy. At least she knows The Mandalorian's good. She knows one thing about Star Wars. This guy don't look too happy with her. He's like, shut up, Kathy. What are you talking about? Urusai, Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, so here's the next piece of the footage where they're kind of all together on stage, and JJ again promises that something in The Rise of Skywalker is going to blow our minds. Not probably in the way that we want it to.
I cannot thank you enough. Arigatou gozaimasu. It's great to be here. I can't wait for you to see the film. The work that these people have done, I think will blow your minds. So, arigato.
Like, blow our minds, like when Poe says, they can fly? Yeah, that blew my mind. It was so bad. Alright, JJ. Alright, now let's see what Kathleen Kennedy has to say, and I said this in my last video that Japanese people are the best audiences in the world. They're very polite, and they give mercy for bad performances and things like that. They do not like to boo or cause a fit when they don't like something. And, of course, I think Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams have figured that out, and she's gonna kiss up a little bit to Japan. Let's hear it.
Star Wars fan でいてくれて本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Thank you. そして、Kathleen Kennedy さん、お願いします。Kennedy, please.
Arigato. So thankful that you are the fans of Star Wars. And Japan has been so important to Star Wars for so long. It represents a very, very fundamental, important part of the legacy. So thank you.
Okay, we get final confirmation here that this movie will open about half a day early in Japan or something like that, or 1 day early on the 19th. I won't be making it. That's coming up later. I'll talk about it. But let's see the confirmation.
Whoa! We're gonna do a special opening on the 19th, starting from 6:30 p.m. Just 5 cities here in Japan. So these people are going to see the movie a little bit earlier than anybody else.
Yes! どうですか皆さん?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure Tokyo is one of those cities, but 6:30 in the evening is like when I'm getting home, and you know, it's crazy. So I probably won't be able to see it, but I have mixed feelings on seeing it in the theaters anyway. And then at the end, they just kinda, well, here you go.
Yes.
The left side of the right side. Okay. This one? This one?
Alright, so you notice who isn't there? Adam Driver. I guess he maybe had something else to do, I don't know right at this moment, but, you know, kind of feels like someone's missing. And, let's just say this. Those three, Poe, Rey, and Finn, especially Poe and Rey, just do not feel like Star Wars to me. Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams feel like the opposite of Star Wars, because they're actually hurting it very badly, if not destroying it completely. And Anthony Daniels, I mean, obviously he's a very, very classic Star Wars actor, but he's just kind of like, hey, I'm here, oh, yay, it's awesome, alright guys. And he has like no real hardcore things to say. He's just kind of along for the ride. I know in an interview in France, he spoke some French with some more real things to say, but I don't know, he just feels like just a wave along kind of guy, you know. Anyway, I'm really disappointed that these actors and, you know, Daisy Ridley, and they just can't really say anything intelligent that grips me, like, yeah, you know, that works, like, I like you, you're a good actor, like, I'm glad you're in the Star Wars movie, if you want to call it that. Anyway, about me seeing this movie, it's tough, man, because I've said I don't want Disney to have my money. But I've also had a few people here, quite a few people say, hey, we really want to hear your review. And I want to see it, yeah, to review it. But I don't want to see it because I want to see a Star Wars movie. My whole life, I always looked forward to these things like events. You know, I'm not like a very geeky guy. I don't like geek out and read all the EU stuff and play a bunch of games and all that kind of crap. But I'm very geeky when it comes to going and seeing movies. And it's like waiting for a doctor's appointment. I just am nervous to see what they do with it. You know, I mean, we'll talk about considering it canon and emotional things, but like, you know, it's still a worldwide release. It is, for now, a Star Wars movie, and I just really don't want to see what they do with it, because we know there's going to be something in there that's going to be really effed up. So, anyway, I'm doing shout-outs, special thanks, things like that. Do some shout-outs. CycleDwarf9, thank you very much, man. Seeing you around a lot. Josh Tika, as always. Felix AG, thank you very much, Felix. He's been around quite a bit. MacGyver, Hound3000's been in here for over a year, I think. Thank you very much. Mana Beard, awesome. Thank you. See you a lot, too. Marky, MGTOW, thank you, man. He's been around here for a very long time, too. Alfmar, I've seen you supporting this community, other channels and stuff like that. Anthony, YouTube fan, seeing you around, thank you. John Matrix, OG Star Wars, we know you guys. You guys got your own channel. Black Hat, thank you very much. Orange Hat Reviews, thank you. Ryan Getting, I don't think he's subscribed. Please subscribe, Ryan, but you won't see this. Daytona Falls, you guys kick ass, thank you. Rev Kev, you kick ass too. Darius Scott, there's John Matrix again, man. I owe John Matrix a little support, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, that's it. You guys let me know in the comments what you think of this. If you're still watching up till this point, I would subscribe because you probably liked the video, I guess. Alright, terrible ending. Even more terrible that I stuttered. That's how the endings go around here. I'll see you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.